Hey folks, so today, tomorrow, and the next day, we are working on building the extension to our shop. Now originally I wasn't going to do this until next spring. It turns out though that we just picked up a ton of lumber, and we've got nice weather for the next 5 days. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing built. At least get the framing done to it, get a roof on it, so that we can try to work on getting it closed in, and we can start storing stuff in here. So really the first step is I gotta go through all that lumber, try and figure out what I'm gonna be able to use, what I'm not, and then try and separate that stuff out so that tomorrow we can get to work. It's getting late right now, and so I'm gonna try to get all this prep work done before the sun goes down. I think I've got about an hour or maybe two. We'll see how it goes. So it is like early afternoon. It's been a long, very cold morning, but we did get the wall done. We're gonna stop here on this project because I have to wait for the rafters, and so I'm hoping to get the rafters in a day or two. Tomorrow we're going to take this tin off, and we're going to get the side of the shed here prepped for the rafters. Once the rafters come, then we can kind of, start putting this thing together. I've got quite a bit of tin. I don't know if I have enough tin, but I think I do. But we'll just have to see, once I can start actually putting it up. So right now, I think what we're going to do is I've got the tractor started and ready. So we're going to start filling up our woodshed over by the cabin. We've used 2 tiers since October, which is actually pretty good. But I want to refill it now since we've got some, since the snow's not here. I looked at the weather. It looks like we're going to have some snow here in about a week or two. Not a lot, but it's going to definitely cover everything again. So I want to get this wood shed filled up, and I also need to get the wood cook stove wood split. So we're going to work on that tomorrow as well after we work on the shop extension. So Yep, let's go do that. So it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. Sun's going down. It's getting really, really cold. I think right now it's like 13, 14 degrees. It's supposed to get down to like 8 or 9 degrees, I think, tonight. But that's okay. Right now we are back on this project. I am pulling these tins off. I just got confirmation that we've got the 2x6 rafters done. They're cut, so we're going to pick those up in the morning. So what I'm going to try to do tonight before the sun goes down is we're going to try to get this tin off, and then get our measurements on the two corners, and then go ahead and put the 2x6s up that are going to be the supports for the 2x6 rafters. So we're gonna head over and pick up our rafters from our neighbor, but I gotta let the truck warm up. I don't particularly like using a scraper, especially on the truck, because to be frankly honest, I'm short and the truck is tall and I have a hard time reaching in. It's just awkward, so I just let the defroster do its thing. It just takes a few extra minutes. Okay, so we've got our first rafter here, and it's suspended to the outer wall, and I have got my support 2x6 in place. I've got a 2x8 on that side, but a 2x6 here. So the next step right now, I've got to secure this one, and then I'm also going to add bracing with 2x4s along each of these studs, which are on the inside of the shed here. I've already marked the lines there, and that'll be to help support the support 2x6s and 2x8. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all fastened in and make sure that that's not going anywhere. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the supports that run down those studs, and then we're going to finish cutting rafters and get those up. Well, we've made a lot of progress. We've got all the bracing and supports for the rafters up on the side of the shed. I've got the front rafter done, and I have the back rafter here done. The back wall is square and plumb, and it's attached to the 6x6s on the bottom. I'll put this small 6x6 here in here as well. There's more than enough space there, so I'm not too worried about it right now. But yeah, so the next step is just to start cutting all the rafters and get the rafters in place. Okay, so now that we have all of our rafters up, the last thing I really have to do with the rafters before they're completely done is I need to stick a couple of screws, one on each side, into the side of the shed. I've got one in the top, but it's not enough. So I'm gonna put a couple of pigtails in each one, and then the rafters will be done. As soon as I'm done with that, then the next step is to put the purlings up here so that I have something I can screw the tin to, which I took a look. I'm a little concerned that I may not have enough tin, but I've got tin kind of laying all over the place. I don't care what the tin looks like when it goes up, just so long as I have enough. So we're gonna have to, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pigtail these rafters and check that off the list. Okay, rafters are done. They're all pigtailed. Next step for me is to go have some tacos, moose tacos for lunch. Jen's got that cooking, so I'm gonna go eat some lunch. When we get back, we're gonna go ahead and put the we've got 1x2 or 1x3s. I think they're 1x3s. We're gonna go ahead and put the 1x3s up and get that wrapped up. So hopefully by the end of the day, I can get this tin on and at least be dried in. So that's the goal. So the tacos were great. And now we are back out here. I've only got a few hours left before the sun goes down. So I've really got to work fast. These are the 1x3s that we're gonna run across all of the rafters. This will give us something that we can attach the tin to. And so I've got to get up here and I've got to get this stuff installed as quickly as I possibly can because I'm running out of daylight. So I want to make sure I have enough support up here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm doing one of these 1x3s every 2 feet. So I'm going to measure out 2 feet at this point, measure 2 feet at that point, use the brad nailer and tack in the 1x3, and then I'll come back and I'll put a screw into every joint. And I think that's going to give me what, the strength that I'm going to need, or that at least I'm looking for this roof. It is getting very, very cold right now, but all the strapping is up and in place. Next step now is to start putting the tin up. Now I've got some tin here, which was the original tin that was right here, and I'm going to start with that. We're just going to have to try to kind of play this by ear. It's going to be patchwork. I mean, I've got all this tin here. I've got some pieces of tin there. I've got a couple of big pieces over by the woodshed. So I'm just going to start grabbing pieces and start putting them up. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I really appreciate you watching our videos. But I am deathly afraid of heights. I never used to be, and I have no idea why I am today. The older I've gotten, I don't like being up in the air, and I'm not really that high, to be frankly honest. But it's still a little spooky up here. Man, it's crazy too, because I was never like this, but oh well, it is what it is. We are getting through here. We are getting our tin on, and yeah, I am, a little. I really don't like these gaps here, but there's enough underhang or overhang, however you want to call it. I don't believe we're going to get any water that comes up. Plus, there's not a lot of wind that comes from the east, so it typically comes from the south and from the west. Even nor'easters that we get come from the north. This is directly facing east, so I don't think we're going to get much, if any, water blowback. But if we do, we'll address it then. anyways, this is the second row, so we're just gonna keep plugging away at it. Well, we have a roof. Not done yet, but we're getting there. I've got to, I just put this section in. I've got to screw that section down. And then I've got one more full section and a half section. But, you know, standing here, right here, where I know the roof is on, oh man, it's so awesome. And to be frankly honest, I'm actually pretty happy about myself. I'm pretty proud. You know, I came out to Maine with zero carpenter skills. Nothing. I didn't know squat. I mean, I knew how to, you know, put screw two pieces of wood together, but, you know, as far as like building anything substantial, no, I had no idea. Anyways, this roof is so straight. Look at this. All of my lines in my tin are straight along with my rafters. It is so cool to know that I'm learning this stuff, you know, and I'm able to apply the things I've learned and the mistakes that I've made, apply those learnings to, you know, all my builds. So yeah, I am very stoked. All right, well, the sun is down. I don't know what time it is, but I've only got maybe a half hour left. So I do want to try and get this set of panels screwed in and then get this set of panels up. I don't know if I'm going to get that screwed in or not, but I definitely want to get it up. So, okay. And I'm not doing a lot of filming of me doing this stuff because, to be frankly honest with you, that's my tripod, but it doesn't show really what I'm doing because it's too low. So, but it's looking good. There's the roof. Yeah. I'm having to use my old blue tin, leftover tin from the kitchen build, the outdoor kitchen. So, but you know, I knew that was going to happen, and that's okay. I don't care what color the tin is, as long as it's, you know, keeping everything underneath it dry. So, all right, got to finish this up. Boy, it is way too dark to be filming out here now, so we're going to call it a night. We got everything that we wanted to get done today done. So far, the roof is done. The walls are, the side wall was framed out and finished. Everything is plumb. So, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with calling it a night. Now, when I get up in the morning, so tomorrow is going to be a big day because we're going to finish this project tomorrow. We're going to finish putting the roof on. We're going to side the wall here, build the back wall, put a door in the back side, and then put some additional supports underneath in here. But we'll do that in the daytime. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go have some dinner, have a cup of coffee. All right, I'll be back in just a second. Good morning. Well, it's a new day, and I am refreshed. Had a great night's sleep last night. It was 7 degrees this morning, but the sun is out, so that's cool. So let's take a look and see where we're at today. All right, so I still need to finish the roof because got this last section here to do. I also need to add some smaller pieces of tin here to finish off the back end. The tin I had was not long enough, so that's okay though. I think I have plenty of tin to do that. Coming underneath this, boy, this is great. This is awesome. I'm really excited that we're at this stage of this build. It should be done today, but we've got a lot of work to do. So the first thing I got to do is finish putting this roof on. I'm not going to film that But after I get the roof, the tin on, then we've got to finish this back wall. We've got to build this wall, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, gotta get to it.
Let's break free. Just you.
Now this is certainly a multicolored roof, but again, the whole purpose is to keep underneath dry, and this is going to do just that. There are a few holes here and there, and all I'll have to do for those is just silicone those. So we'll pop a little silicone in them, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so now that the roof is done, the next step here is to side the outside wall. And we are using some hemlock boards that we've got. We're going to be using, I don't have a lot of them, so I'm going to run out. And when I do, I've got some plywood and I've got some other scrap wood that we'll be using. So right now we're just going to keep going with the hemlock as long as I can. So. All right, so we got the side support wall done, and what we ended up using was all the hemlock beam. Whoa, what was that? Oh, well, we're working on this wall, and my level just slid down, so boy, that scared the crap out of me. Anyway, so yeah, so we got all the hemlock beam or hemlock boards up here. I had to put a couple of the plywood planks I had. Now we're working on this back wall. Basically what we're doing is going from the rafter down to a 6x6 and then also a 2x4 that'll tie it all together. So it is really cold out here. If I leave my phone out or my GoPro, they're getting cold. So I'm not doing a lot of videoing right now, but this is where we're at, and right now I'm just putting up my 2x4s. So, all right. Evenings here in Maine are absolutely beautiful. It's cold. The sun is going down. It's just amazing. It's one of the multitude of reasons why Jen and I chose Maine. It's silent. There's a crow off in the back in the distance. Neighbor of ours is running his generator. Other than that, it's just silence. Hey folks, well, it is a new day, and with the new day comes lots of new jobs. I didn't do any filming this morning because a lot of the work I was doing was really just trying to clean up behind me. We had to get the tractor running and get rid of the trailer. So the small trailer is gone. We've got our small ATV that runs over here because both of these things are going to be coming into this new addition. But we're not done with the addition. I do want to show you what I did yesterday. Talked a little bit about it, but I want to show you where we're at and what we're going to do next. So let's do that. So what we did yesterday was put all of this tongue and groove up on the back wall, and so it looks pretty good. I want these gaps up here because I do want as much airflow as possible because I will have the tractor and the ATV in here, and so I want to make sure I've got enough airflow coming through this addition. So I don't know what I'm going to do over here yet. I want to put a door, then I didn't want to put a door, but I think we're going to put a door. Don't know. I don't have to make that decision right now, but so what we're going to do right now though is I'm going to be taking boards like this, and we're going to be putting them and attaching them to the rafters, something like this. I got to figure out how I want to do it, but that's the next step. The reason we're doing this is twofold. One is for support, and two is so that it gives me some racking that I can put some PVC pipe and other stuff in this area here. So again, but I got to figure out what I'm going to do. So let's figure out what we're going to do. Hey folks, well, so a lot's happened in the last 24 hours with this build. First and foremost, we're done. We're done for now, at least. Between the cold and the wind, we're just not going to do any more. The last thing I am going to do is put a door right there. We've got the door leaning in there, but we'll get that thing put in. We've got some hoses that we attached to the outside, and for the most part it doesn't look too bad. Let's check out the inside. Okay, so we've got the ATV and the tractor in here, and we've got those supports up there. We moved the PVC pipes and some other stuff up there. For the most part, this is just exactly, it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to and that I had hoped. One thing I am going to have to figure out, though, is we've got this big opening, and the winds, like today, I mean, we've got 30-mile-an-hour gusts. I mean, just blows in here. The snow's blowing in here. So I got to do something with this, but I'm not going to do it right now. The whole point of getting this build done was to get the tractor, mainly the tractor, under cover, and we accomplished that. We've got some other benefits, for storage purposes and things like that, but for the most part, getting this tractor under here was the most important. So now that that's done, we're going to call this build done. But before we go, I do want to bring up something that is in the works right now. Alan over at Wilderness Hangout and I, we met a few weeks ago, and we had a really great time. He's a really good guy. He's doing some pretty incredible things over at his place. If you haven't checked out his YouTube yet, it's Wilderness Hangout. Go check him out. That guy built his whole house, and it's pretty awesome. Anyways, so we've decided we're going to do a little collaboration here in January, and so we've got most of the details worked out. We're not quite sure yet on a few things, but we're working through those, and so it's going to be really awesome. We're going to have some of it on his channel, some of it on our channel. And really, it is for you folks, our subscribers and our fans. It is basically going to be a roundtable discussion with two new Maine homesteaders. Jen and I and Alan. So if you guys have anything you guys want to know, please drop those questions into the comments. We're really looking forward to this event. Again, it's going to be in January. We don't know exactly when yet. but we will certainly be keeping you folks posted. All right. Well, I'm hoping that we get a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and it's going to be really exciting. All right, folks. Well, that'll do it for this video. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you will, and we'll see you folks on the next video.